Welcome. Today we are going to do a Django deployment through AWS. So we have on the deployment section of Python all the step-by-step instructions. It is quite a few steps, and so I'm just going to be going through them as they are presented on the platform, just so I can show you how I go through it, show you how I fix bugs as they come up, and maybe provide commentary as we go if anything important needs to be said. So first we need to go into your project that you will be deploying. For me, I have a login registration and it's working and I'm happy with it, ready to deploy it. So of course read the first three tabs, but once you've done that, come on into setup. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to cd in your terminal to where your project is, and it should be on the level of manage.py, and we're going to pip freeze requirements.txt. And what that does is we'll save all of the installed libraries and frameworks so that we can install them on our server later. So next we need to create a git ignore file so that we don't upload too many files. So next here is touch.gitignore. Great. And next we need to open up that git ignore file. So I'm going to come on over to my code and I'm going to code.gitignore. That should pop right up. Excellent, that gives us a blank document. Keep in mind I have the VS Code command line interface installed. If you don't have that, you can just go into your Finder window, view hidden files, and open the .gitignore. So what this does is it tells your Git repository what not to send up or what not to upload to your online repository. So what we need is all things with PYC and the VENV folder. So I'm just going to copy those from the platform and I'm going to paste them in, right? Making sure everything is lined up correctly. Great, saved it, awesome. As you know, the .pycs, they get created when you run your project, so we don't need to send those up. Now we need to create a Git repository. So I'll come on in here, git init, git add all, and then we're going to commit. Great. And then I'm going to go over to my GitHub, make a new repository. I'm going to call it my Django login for March. I have these names in here because I've done this before. Okay, create repository, excellent. Git remote add origin. Copy these two lines and paste them here. It should send it all up. Excellent. Almost done. There it is. And then I'll check and see if it worked. Great. Awesome. Cool. So next step, we are going to head to the next tab. So here we're going to log into our Amazon AWS account and create a new server instance. All right, so if you head on over to this new tab on your, I think they call this the dashboard. Yeah, the EC2 dashboard, you're going to go over to EC2. Right, so if I pull mine up, I have EC2 here. And I'm going to hit this big blue button, Launch Instance. Great. And I'm going to scroll down and select the Ubuntu server. Right, so if I scroll down, I get the Ubuntu 64-bit. Excellent. Awesome. You're going to be doing this green one, the free tier eligible, and then click Review and Launch. Excellent. Next step, you get to the Review and Launch page, you're going to Edit Security Group. Okay, so go down, Edit Security Group. Now the security rules that we want to implement, there should be SSH here, but now we want SSH, HTTP, HTTPS. So we got SSH, next, HTTP, and the source is anywhere. SSH source is my IP, and then HTTPS also anywhere. And then we're going to hit Review and Launch again. Excellent. Now what you'll see down in your security groups, oftentimes the ones that you've added will double up, and that's fine. Great. Okay, so next we are going to launch it. And click the launch button. And here's where we are going to create a PEM key that allows us access to our server. And you're going to select Create a New Key Pair, and you're going to give it a name. So I'm going to call this Django March key pair. Now, this key that you're going to download, it is important to make sure that it is somewhere off of the internet and not ever uploaded to GitHub. This will give people access to your site, to your database, and allow them to rack up quite a few dollars in charges to your AWS account. So you want to make sure that this does not get onto the internet, especially GitHub. So my key pair is downloaded. I'm going to launch my instance. Your instance is now launching. I'm going to click over on View Instances. Excellent. And here it is, right? It should come up. There's a little blue pinwheel moving, and we have ourselves an instance. And so next, we are going to connect to our instance. So that's on this next page. As you can see, the connect button. Now, to connect here, we want to be able to do these terminal commands from the place where you downloaded your PEM key. I'm going to do a new window for my terminal, and I'm going to, my PEM key folder is on my desktop, and I'm going to go into keys. Great. So this is where my key is, And then from there, I'll go click the connect button right above my instance. Now first, you need to modify the permissions. So that's this first line. So as long as you're in the folder with your keys, you can run this command. Great, nothing happened, which is good. And then connect to the instance by using the example here. So this long line, notice it has the name of your key included in that line. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Awesome. And now you'll notice the beginning of your command line is different. This is now your brand new server, right? On your magical Northern California server instance. So, excellent. We are in. We've successfully connected. And so now, we'll go to the next tab. So here we go. We have some commands to run now. So I like to, for consistency's sake, just to copy them and paste them in, because I've been known to make a typo or two in my day. Great, so sudo apt get update. Perfect. And then we're going to install Python, pip, Python dev, nginx, and git all in one line. Pretty cool. Do you want to continue? Yes. And it's installing. Great. Awesome. And now we need to update again. And then we will also install a virtual environment. Sudo pip install virtual env. Great. Awesome. Now we are going to clone our Git repo onto this server. Now this next line is absolutely not something to copy because this is courses from Anna. And you want yours. So you go back over to your repo. You want to go to clone or download and copy your address. Git clone, copy that address. Awesome. And then if you hit ls, great. Django login March is there. Now your project is on the server. And now if we go into our repo name, so we're going to cd to where manage.py lives. So cd into my project name. Type ls. Okay, cool. There's everything. You're going to want to remember the name of your repo name and the name of your project name. Those are going to come in handy later. My repo name is Django login March, and my project name is products. So it's here we run these next couple lines. Virtual env. And then we're going to activate it. And so this is just a virtual environment, just like you had before. And as you can see, venv, just like you had Django env, this is the exact same thing. So it's activated, and we're going to pip install the requirements.txt. So when we froze all those requirements before, this will install them. All right. Looks like I got a Bonjour Pi that could not find the version. Pretty sure that's going to be just fine. Okay, next one, good to go. And then pip install Gunicorn. Great, so once our virtual environment was active, we did 3 separate pip installs, and it looks like we're good to move on to the next one. Okay, great, so now we're going to be using Vim, which will be familiar. I'm sure we've used this a couple times, and we are going to be using it some more on our server so that we can edit code on our project, but on our server, right? So refer back to this tab to remember some of the pip commands, the insert, the escape, W and Q to save and quit, and so on. So we're going to modify settings.py, right? So settings.py is going to be in our repo name and then in our project name. So I'm going to cd into my project name, and settings.py is right there. So next is sudo vim settings.py. Great, and now it pops up. I'm going to press I to enter insert mode, and we're going to move down through our project until we get to debug. We want debug to be false. Great. And then our loud hosts, as you can see, now you're going to start to see double curly braces, which is telling you to replace the double curly braces with what's in between it. So for example, this is your EC2 public IP. Now this can be found in your state. If you click on it, you scroll over, you can see public IP address up here. It's also down here, public IP address. And you're going to copy that in. Now it's very important that you notice that there are these quotes around double curly braces. We want these quotes in here. So I'm going to move down with my keys, put some quotes, copy it, end quote. Great. And now I have my public IP address within quotes right there. And then finally, the third thing is to add this line, static root, at the very bottom of the file. So I'm going to scroll all the way down until there's nothing left. Cool, there it is. I'm going to paste it in. And so it looks like I put it right after a bracket, and just to be safe, I'm going to put it on its own line with a little white space. Excellent. So I'm going to press escape, and then WQ to save and quit. Excellent. So we are ready to move on to the next. So now we're going to do the collect static commands. So we're going to go back up, cd up to where manage.py lives. Python manage.py collect static. Excellent. Collected the static files. Moving on. Excellent. So now we have a little longer of a command, right? So Gunicorn is our process manager. And we are going to copy this line, but notice we have some double curly braces. So I'm going to copy the first little chunk and paste it in. And then type the project name, which is products dot, I'm going to copy the rest of this. Great. Starting Gunnicorn, listening. Great. So that means it's working. Now we'll press Control C to deactivate it. Gunnicorn works. Excellent. Now we are going to sudo vim. We're going to enter vim again to our Gunnicorn service and make some edits. All right, so we're going to hit I, we're going to enter, and we are going to copy the following code that you see here, this whole chunk. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few things that we need to edit. Great. Now, you want to make sure that when you're copying and pasting things into Vim, that what you copy and pasted is exactly what you wanted to. Oftentimes, if you copy and paste before entering insert mode, it'll take the first I that was copied and then copy things after that. So I see a lot of times people will copy this in and it'll just have the T and the closing bracket. Just something to look forward to, or look out for, or look forward to. So I'm in insert mode and I see I have a repo name here. And I'm going to call it Django login March. Now I'm feeling like I might have forgotten that. Nope, that's exactly correct. Okay, great. And so next I have repo name again. Django login March. And then we have that one more time. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to use the arrows to go all the way down there. That's fine. Just takes a second. Django login March, and then project name, products, and then one more, products. Great. And I'm going to review, make sure I have no more curly braces. That looks good to me. I'm going to press escape and then :WQ to save and quit. Awesome. Cool. Next, we have 3 lines of code here. So I am going to, looks like I was in my virtual environment and I skipped this line to deactivate it, which is fine that it was on, but I'm going to type it now, deactivate. Great. Now I'm going to go up to the root route, or at least above my Django login March, and take these next 3 lines and put them into my terminal. Great. Excellent. Moving forward. Okay, so now we have a little bit more to do. Next is another edit in Vim. So notice that this one has project name in the lines, so I'm going to copy everything before that and then put my project name there. Great. And then we are going to once again paste some code in. So first I'm going to enter insert mode, and then I'll come over here, copy all this and paste it in. Once again, checking that the format looks about right. Awesome. So server name is your EC2 public profile ID. So I'm going to go back over there, copy it again. Okay, where am I? There we are. Copy that. Next, down to repo name. Django login March. Django login March here, and then the project name. Products. Okay, checking for typos. Checking to make sure that I did everything. Okay, I'm gonna go escape. :WQ, save and quit. Now the next terminal command, here we are. Once again, it has double curly braces, so I'm going to copy right up into it. Put the project name, products, project name. Now there is a space here, and then the rest of it. So I'm at product space, add the rest of it. Great. Test is successful. That's what we're looking for. Great. And then here we are. Now we need to remove a default document from sites enabled. So I'm going to copy that line. Okay, sudo service nginx restart. Okay, so after that we should be able to give it a go and copy our public IP. Go over to here, paste it in, voila, and we are deployed. We were pretty lucky that it went off without a hitch. So here's some things to look out for. If it doesn't work, bottom line, you did something wrong, which is okay. There were a lot of things to do. But you want to go back through everything that you entered manually in the Vim, everything that had double curly braces. Make sure you actually found them all, took them out, replaced them with the right names. Your repo name, your project name, they're different generally, but make sure if they are different that you were able to put the right one in the right places. The easiest thing to do is just go back, start over, try it again. These directions work. Oftentimes we make mistakes. So especially if you see a 502 bad gateway, there's a problem with your code. If you get URL not found, oftentimes it's because it is working, you just typed the wrong URL. So if your project is accessed by going to /login and not just the /, remember that it's the IP /login. And other than that, if it doesn't work, start over, burn it down, even start at a new instance, right? Because remember, there were even a lot of things to do on AWS. So if something went wrong, it's not going to work. So be patient and you will be able to upload this no problem. Great. Have fun.